Stress and depression can ruin your holidays and hurt your health. Being realistic, planning ahead, and seeking support can help ward off stress and depression. Coming up on Polk Place, we will talk about combating the holiday blues and what you can do to make things merry and bright. Welcome to Polk Place. I'm your host, Lauren Lingell. Joining me in studio, we have Linda Parker with Peace River Center. You're the director of victim services.
Correct.
There, and you're a busy woman.
I am a busy woman.
There's such a need.
There is.
For the services you offer, so I can imagine how you would stay busy.
Yeah, holidays are tough kind of for us. So
yeah. Tell me a little bit about victim services and some of the programs that you have running out of that department.
So we, out of victim services, we have a couple of domestic violence shelters. So one here in Polk County and one in Highlands County. We also have a rape crisis center. So folks can come in and get counseling support. We also go to the hospitals and meet with victims there. We have a really strong outreach department on the domestic violence and the rape recovery side that goes out into the community and does trainings and connects with survivors in a variety of different ways. So we run the gambit of activities. Our shelters hold between 50 and 65 people collectively, depending on a number of factors. We're really busy during the holiday. We tend to fill up pretty quickly. Right now, at least one of the shelters is completely full, so it's not unusual to have that happen at the holidays.
Is there a specific reason for that?
Yeah, I think that the holidays are stressful for everyone. For those folks with mental health disorders, it tends to exacerbate, frustration. For folks that have PTSD, this is a tough time. And so it's no different for domestic abuse survivors. There's a bunch of factors. One, you're with your family for an extended period of time, and that's a stressor. We love our families, but we all are very different personalities, and so that can lead to all kinds of situations. Also, there tends to be more drinking over the holiday season, and alcohol, of course, has an impact on lots of things that we do. So that can be problematic. And then also, kids are home. And while we love our kiddos, they can bring stress to a relationship that is hard, and having them home for a period of time during the holidays when you're dealing with everything else can also be stressful.
I mean, you hit on a lot of I felt like that was a lot of truth coming out of you. One of those points, more alcohol being consumed. Remember this, alcohol is a depressant.
Yes, it absolutely
does not help lift spirits.
No, it absolutely does not. And I think sometimes over the holidays we just tend to imbibe more because we're around friends and family.
Right.
But it is a great point. It is a depressant, and it's not going to eventually get you to where you want to feel happy. It's going to exacerbate your already stressful environment.
Right. So maybe just lay off the spiked eggnog.
Exactly.
Stick to holiday movies and popcorn.
Exactly.
So with everything going on this holiday season, there's some things that I think you all may need for some of the people that you serve.
We do. About this time of year is when we start having a lot of folks, especially folks that necessarily don't live in the domestic violence shelter, but we have around 250, 300 clients that we see actively out in the community that come in for group or work with us. And there's always a need over the holidays for diapers, for toys for kids from 0 to 18, a variety of toys. So we take all of those things. A lot of times also I would say that the parents often get, they don't get included necessarily in those things, so we try to package something for moms and dads that have been in stressful relationships, so they have something at the holidays too.
Sure.
So we accept any of that stuff at the holiday season.
And for people that may hear that, it's not so much about, we're going to fix this problem with a
no.
holiday gift. It's
No.
more like, we're going to try to normalize this
Right.
and make them feel thought of and
Absolutely.
special just by this little piece of outreach.
Absolutely. And to give them something to look forward to,
Sure.
right? Because they're so focused on their kiddos. We just want to make sure that someone is focused on them.
Absolutely. Which kind of ties into this whole self-care piece.
Yes.
So what are some things that we can do this holiday season to sort of say, stress be gone, and really kind of embrace the most wonderful time of year, if you
Right.
will.
I was teasing earlier. I said, just don't go home to your family, but that's not an option. But I really one of the things a few things you can do. One is you can remove yourself from situations when it gets heated, right? So, right now we tend to be very polarized for a variety of reasons. So it's important to take deep breaths and step out of situations when you come across them, especially in a group environment. Sure. The other thing is, it's okay to say no. That's something that we struggle a lot with as adults, is saying no because you don't want to hurt people's feelings. Mm-hmm. But if you're just not capable, or you just know mentally you're not in the right place, it's okay to just tell people, this isn't something that I'm going to be able to do, or I'll stop by later, but right now I just need some space. Really recognizing your self-care, mm-hmm. and knowing when you need to go talk to someone, right? That's the other thing too. If your stressors over the holidays, in fact, there are diagnosable illnesses that are effective during the holidays. So get with your therapist, if you don't have one, talk to someone, get with Peace River Center and get an appointment. Even just the thought of talking and chatting with someone about some of the things that you've got going on is a great way to kind of offset that. And make time for yourself, because you're going to get pulled. Everyone wants your attention and your time. So it's hard. So just make time for yourself and understand it's your holiday too.
Isn't that funny though, that we put, every advertisement you see, it's like the most joyous time of year, and it's family time, and it's all this stuff, and you don't, I know a handful of people that really get along with their families that well to be able to enjoy
that they look like a Hallmark card,
right? Or the Publix commercials and stuff like that. And so to remember that it's normal to be stressed this time of year, and you're not like some weird alien person because you feel like you don't want to be around your family. Just recognize that, and then do what you need to do. So maybe you were going to go over to mom and dad's for 3 hours. Maybe just stay for 2.
Yep, exactly. Those little snippets of pieces allow you to be able to kind of guide yourself, especially when you know you have an issue. And not everyone may be understanding of some of the stressors that you have over Thanksgiving or Christmas, for many of the reasons you've mentioned, right? This expectation that we build ourselves up that,
And people aren't going to get it. You're going to be like, I'm not coming, and they're probably going to be mad at you for a minute. But just, brace yourself for that.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly.
But so in addition to doing these things and really taking care of ourselves and putting those boundaries in place, to just need some space. One of the other things that I'm not really sure how it relates, but since we're here and we're talking, that situation, the stress level, how can that get out of control on a dangerous level?
So stressors that are not dealt with, right? So if you think about similar to someone who has PTSD, for instance, is a great example. During the holidays, there are things that may be connected to the PTSD that may be triggered in those events, and so it can cause a heightened sense or a break almost in functioning, right? Mm-hmm. It can also cause people to become exceedingly depressed and even suicidal. So it's important that we know that we recognize that in ourselves and that we recognize that in others. So if you have family members that really are disconnected, really that their behavior has changed drastically over the holidays, it's important to check in. Or if you know you have a family member with a high level of mental illness, like maybe you do know someone with major depressive disorder with a seasonal component, then be careful, talk to them a lot, make sure they're taking care of themselves, make sure you're taking care of yourself while you're helping them. So it can escalate. I think if we're vigilant and we know our family and we work within those in that environment, then it's easier to recognize and to head off, because we don't want something tragic to happen.
Absolutely. And I mean, I think what you said really can be summarized in just awareness. Just kind of be aware of what's going on, and don't push it off and continue to take on more, because odds are, if you're anything like me, whenever I take on more, people want to be around me less, because I'm just like, and so it's not pretty.
I just imagine a big explosion. That's what it's like the pressure builds, and then I'm like, so yeah, I totally get it.
Exactly. Well, we touched on some things that the shelter needs. If folks want to help out with that,
they can absolutely donate to, we have a main office on Crystal Lake, Peace River Center Victim Services. We take donations 8 to 5, Monday through Friday.
And that's in Lakeland?
That is in Lakeland.
Okay.
They can also drop off at the thrift store, which is on North Florida, next to, there's a Little Caesars, and they can drop off there also. So anywhere that Peace River Center kind of has a footprint, you can make donations. So.
Fantastic. So let's try to remember those moms and kids in your outreach program, and let's try to remember to check in with ourselves and be honest about what we need. So
take a deep breath. It's just the holidays.
It's just the holidays. They'll be here next year.
Every year.
Well, Linda, thank you so much for coming and talking with us again. It's always great to see you.
It's good to see you too. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. The holidays are meant to be a joyful time of celebration with family and friends, but seasonal stress can creep up on the best of us. While many people may love the holiday season, others may be dreading the holidays, battling depression, anxiety, and all the pressures that go along with family and financial pressures. Setting realistic expectations, planning, and support can help prevent unnecessary stress and depression that often come with that time of year. For more information on coping with stress during the season, you can give Peace River Center a call at 863-519-0575, or you can look them up on the web at www.peacerivercenter.org.